The New York Knicks make their first move of the 2025-26 free agency offseason period, coming from an unlikely team, but could definitely pay some dividends down the line as the New York Knicks make a run for the championship. Hit that rock. Before we get started, make sure to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the dark notification, basically each and every notification for each and every video I put out. This your boy Gmo Legion Knicks. Let's get it. So, Jordan Clarkson of the Utah Jazz is agreeing to a buyout with the team to be released and be allowed to sign with the New York Knicks, expected to be signed with the veteran minimum. Jordan Clarkson coming off a season that was hampered by injuries, did put up in around 37 games. 9 of them started, 16.2 points a game, 40% from the field, 36.2% from three, 3.7 assists, zero point 0.8 steals, 3.2 rebounds to go along with 0.2 blocks. Now, Jordan Clarkson only played around 37 games this past regular season because he had plantar fasciitis, which is issues with the foot. We have so many other players who've struggled with foot injuries on the Knicks in the past, guys like Mitchell Robinson. But hopefully he's going to be healthy. He is 33 years of age. He's up there in terms of so-called age, and he just wasn't fitting what the Jazz were trying to do. There were reports previously that the Jazz were looking to trade him, but there's no interest in the trade market for him, so he's reaching a buyout to now go to contender in the Knicks. And just looking at that squad, you got guys like Taylor Hendricks, who had that brutal injury last year. They have a weird mix of young players, guys like Keontae George, guys like Lauri Markkanen, not necessarily young, but a mix of young as well as some mid-older vets as well, too. Like I said, they just released Johnny Juzang. I believe Colin Sexton was just released or just traded as well, too. You got guys like John Collins. They have a very weird mix. Yeah, Hornets just landed Colin Sexton for Yusuf Nurkic. So, yeah, that's just a team that I don't think Jordan Clarkson is really going to stay there for a long while. Now, granted, he's had some success with the team. I believe in the year that he won won the Sixth Man of the Year. That was 2020, 2021. He put up 18.4 points a game, shot 34.7% from three, 42% from 42.5% from the field, 89.6% from three, 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists. And when you look at Jordan Clarkson's game, look, when you're a player who your real purpose is just go out there, score off the bench, and a team that's not really getting to the playoffs anymore, you kind of look as if you're kind of surplus, you're kind of extra to the team, so I understand why they got rid of him. But on the Knicks, at the veteran minimum, now I've had my issues with Jordan Clarkson, especially on the defensive end and the decision-making end. But at the veteran minimum, a guy you're getting 16.2 points a game. The year before that, around 17 points a game. Shoot around 41% from the field, which is not great, 29.4% from three. But again, he was a guy that just went out there and just jacked up shots. No real strong direction. Kind of see the writing on the wall for him. I'm expecting those numbers to kind of move back up. Now, it also depends on the coach that's here, which I'll get to in a little bit. But a guy like Jordan Clarkson, one of the positives that he can pour on now, he can be very streaky. That is his issue on offense. Very streaky, has some bad decision making. I think with the proper coach as well as the proper setting with guys like Jalen Brunson, guys like Mikal, OG Anunoby, give you some sense of culture here with this squad. Josh Hart as well too. If he could fall in line and pick his spots a lot better off the bench, he could be a major asset for the Knicks. This Knicks team struggled last year in terms of scoring, in terms of getting guys off the bench, finding that usage. Now, people want to say, oh, Tom Thibodeau utilized the bench. We don't have a lot of scores like that on the bench, period. People want to point to Leonard Shemet, who only started hitting threes in the regular season. At the end of the regular season, Cameron Payne was hot and cold. The playoffs became cold. We're talking about a guy in Jordan Clarkson who would come in, who can take his man 1v1. Can take it. I'm not saying he's going to do it at an extremely high successful clip. And the reason why I say he can do that is if you look at this past season, now again, not many games, isolation numbers weren't that great, ranked in 45th percentile, averaging 35.3% from the field in isolation, which is pretty awful. But in the year before that, it looked a lot better. He ranked in the 67.7 percentile for isolation plays, provided or shot around 43.8% from the field, 48.8% effective field goal shooting. And the year before that, he was even better, ranking in the 76th percentile, putting up 51.6% from the field, 56.5% effective field goal percentage. So if you're getting Jordan Clarkson of years prior, just slightly years prior, a lot more effective option. Leave him out there on the floor to create buckets when we just need a bucket. We don't need a play, we don't need a scheme. I just need you to beat your man 1v1 and get me a score. If that's the case, if you revert back to those numbers, then you definitely have a legitimate bench weapon for the New York Knicks as they make their championship run. Now, some issues. Jordan Clarkson doesn't play defense. He's not a good defender whatsoever. I don't know if it's because of the coach situation, playing in Utah. I don't know what it is. He's just not a good defender. Just hasn't been in Utah. It's just not his game, right? And so you're going to need the proper coach. Is it a Mike Brown who, let's be honest, Mike Brown, has actually been a great defensive coach outside of those LeBron James years in Cleveland? I don't know. Taylor Jenkins, the guy who basically preaches protect the middle, defending the outside, comes secondary, tertiary, even if at that. I just don't know where Jordan Clarkson is going to fit defensively. How are you going to get the best out of him come the bench? Now, granted, he's going to be playing against teams, other bench guys, and line's going to stagger. That's maybe where some of the weakness is going to come out. Now, can you have a lineup with Clarkson, Brunson, and Cat? Ugh. So even in a game where your man Clarkson's put up some numbers, you want to play him at the end of the game because he's white hot. You have to bring back in Brunson and Cat as well too. If they're having solid enough games to not warrant them sitting out in the fourth quarter, how does that look? So yeah, Jordan Clarkson's defense is definitely a red flag. Obviously, age is another thing. Him coming to the situation, does he buy in mentally? Now again, I think that in a situation, you get a coach that these guys respect. And he's not looking at Leon Rose saying, hey, you signed me here, and I was here before the coach, and this is a coach that we don't even trust, and the locker room don't even trust him. And not say that's Jordan Clarkson's style, but just to have that dynamic that could be an issue. Nothing with Jordan Clarkson. He's the most I'm about to fight you ass dude I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how many times this guy's gotten to almost fights and has never thrown out. I ain't saying you can't fight. I'm just saying you got, what I'm saying, man, even though I did see you fight, try to act like you're going to fight, whatever, back in the day with Cleveland, what I'm saying, once you got the Booyah Tribe, Filipino braids, Booyah Tribe is Samoan, salute to them. When you got them braids, man, you know what I'm saying, man, I can try a little thugged out, you know what I'm saying, man? You're not really about that life. It is cool, you know what I'm saying, just, hopefully, if it ever comes down to it, he get in the face of a Draymond Green who's played being out there in the Western Conference. He get in the face of these guys who want to disrespect the Knicks. Guys on the Pistons. Malik Beasley, Mr. Bet Extraordinaire. Guys on the Pacers. Hopefully you can provide that fire because it got sickening to see guys like OG and McCall shaking Draymond Green's hands after he said what he said about Cat when Cat was out because of his girlfriend's relatives passing. Things of that nature. So you need a little bit of spark. You need that J crowd. You need those goons. Not say Clarkson's a goon, but you need somebody at least bark a little bit. So that's another positive with Jordan Clarkson. Another negative, I'm just going all over the place. Jordan Clarkson is not a good catch and shoot guy. So when we talk about staggering lineups and having gravity players in there and having guys that can play off of them, Jordan Clarkson struggles with that. Now attacking, he puts up okay, decent numbers in terms of drives. So we talk about attacking closeouts by defenders, he can do that. But in terms of a catch and shoot guy, is that a guy that you want to have? Well, Brunson can play off the ball. Cat can play off the ball as well too. But Jordan Clarkson is not really a guy you run your offense through in crunch-up situations, right? He's not a guy that you say, hey, I want you to run this pick and roll. You set this guy up here. You make this hockey play here. You survey the field. You make the proper pass. You make the proper play. That's not his game. He's a scorer through off the bench. And I don't think that's what they're going to be asking to do, even though we don't know who the hell the damn coach is. I just think that it's going to be really odd to kind of stagger his lines. Again, let's get to the coaches. Who the hell's going to coach this guy? Mike Brown? Would Mike Brown have a more playing that Harrison Barnes, that super wing role? with a Taylor Jenkins who likes his wings, or really his fours would be like these big, the Santi Aldamas, this guy's name. I'm gonna mess up this guy. I'm gonna mess up this guy's name. He just literally just signed with another team too. The guy from Wake Forest, big tall white dude who just signed with Wake Forest. Sorry to say white. Yeah. Jake Lavaria. Thank you. In my head, Jake Lavaria. He likes those type of wings, these big fours, these big but mobile fours and threes who can move around and kind of do a lot on defense. Jordan Clarkson being up there in age, you're going to be asking him to be one of these multifaceted defenders who can stay out on the outside and defend the perimeter, also defend the middle as well too. I just don't know that's what Jordan Clarkson. I see more of an offensive role for him in the mold of a Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes is a stronger player, but a guy like Jordan Clarkson could definitely score in the mid-range. He could be a solid shooter off the dribble. A guy I think is going to say, hey, give me a bucket. That's going to be his role on the Knicks. Again, who is going to be the coach is going to be very important. But just want to give my initial thoughts on the Jordan Clarkson trade that literally just happened maybe some minutes ago. Solid signing. I did not want to trade for him because I didn't want to give up some stupid-ass package to Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge he works, as they say, in the trenches. He's going to try to fool the Knicks somehow, but given his injury history, given his age, given his his expected impact on a team that has a bunch of young players still trying to find an identity in the Utah Jazz, his value just plummeted. It's reported that no one's really looking to trade him, so he's going to get the buyout, going to sign with the Knicks for the veteran minimum. Not a bad signing for the Knicks, who need a scorer, need some type of creator off the bench. You can spell the Brunson, spell the, even the Cats in some certain situations. Having OG and McCall maybe sometimes fit in these weird roles as a creator off the bench, or as a creator when Brunson's not in the game. You could probably get away from some of that having Jordan Clarkson in. So good signing by the Knicks. But let me know your thoughts, your comments as this video's ending. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Was Jordan Clarkson right move to make at the veteran minimum? We have a lot of options. Who else would you like to see the Knicks bring on, especially with that mid-level exception still out there? Who should the Knicks bring on to bolster this bench? Is it Tyus Jones? Is it Trey Mann? Is it Russell Westbrook? Let me know. It's your boy Gmo Legion Knicks. I appreciate you. Peace, Lou. God bless. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.